Oh, it's good to be back. You know when your parents say, I didn't forget about you, I just misplaced the time. Well, that's totally false in my case. I totally forgot to do this on Friday, so I do apologize. I then remembered Saturday morning and then abruptly 15 minutes later forgot Saturday morning to do it. So it is Monday. It is the 9th of October. We are a third of the way done with October already, believe it or not, or tomorrow we will be. We got some good stuff going all around. Gonna get you caught up on MLB playoff stuff. I got college football. I got NFL. And I'll get you all set. Actually, the NHL is also about to start. So let's get it rolling here. However, before I do, comment down below. What is your favorite scary movie? Or something that could be classified as scary. I don't like scary movies. However, my favorite scary movie is when Michigan visits Michigan State in October. Yeah, that's my favorite scary movie. And my wife just said lame joke if you couldn't hear her. So again, comment down below. What is your favorite scary movie? Let me know and then return. Let's get this going now. Whoa. That's awkward. Hit the wrong transition. Alrighty, so here's what happened. On Saturday, the Texas Rangers beat the Baltimore Orioles 3-2. At that time, it was a 1-0 series lead for the Texas Rangers. The Astros beat the Twins, 1-0 series lead. The best team in all of baseball loses to their division rival, the Philadelphia Phillies. Beat the Atlanta Braves 3-0. That's a 1-0 series lead. And then the Diamondbacks crush the Dodgers, one of the highest salary teams in all of baseball, 11-2 to take a 1-0 series lead. So that was Saturday. By the way, on Wednesday, all the wild card teams wrapped up. So none of them went to that third game. It was literally a clean sweep across the board. On Sundays, the Rangers took a commanding 2-0 series lead on the second best team in baseball and one of the lowest salary teams in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles. They beat them 11-8, and the Orioles got 3 of those runs in the top of the ninth. So really, it was 11-5 headed into the bottom of the ninth. And they take a commanding 2-0 leads in a best out of 5. So one more game, and the Rangers that play at home win the series. Meanwhile, the Twins beat the Astros 6-2, even that series at 1 game apiece in their best of 5. So that's going at least 4 games, if not the full 5. Tonight, the Philadelphia Phillies try to take a commanding 2-0 series lead over the Atlanta Braves on the road. Zach Wheeler is facing Marcus Freed on the mound. 2 star pitchers, 1 star for the Phillies, 1 star for the Braves. So let's see if the Braves, best team in all of baseball in the regular season, can hang in there. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks look to take a commanding 2-0 series lead on the Los Angeles Dodgers on the road tonight. So tune in. I might make up for it and do a little sports report tomorrow for you, but definitely tune in Wednesday, and I'll get you all caught up on who won Monday, who won Tuesday, and we'll get you going there for Wednesday's action. Let's turn our attention to hockey and get you all set up for that. Believe it or not, and I just got to see here. Believe it or not, hockey starts tomorrow. It starts at 5:30 p.m. on ESPN, where the Nashville Predators start the season, the NHL season, taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. That will be followed by the Chicago Blackhawks at the Pittsburgh Penguins at 8 p.m. on ESPN. And then finally, the Seattle Kraken, the best team name in all of sports, will be at the defending champion Las Vegas Golden Knights. And they, on 10:30 on ESPN, Vegas will be unveiling the banner, the championship rings, and then they will have to play some hockey. So that is all tomorrow, Tuesday the 10th, and then Wednesday there is a full slate of games, including the Colorado Avalanche traveling to Los Angeles to take on the LA Kings. All right, let's get you all caught up with what happened in college football over the weekend. We are already halfway through that sport, college football. I am sad about that, but it is what it is. Number 1, Georgia just absolutely throttled number 20, Kentucky, at home, 51-13. Nazi FP inside Roberto called it. He said, Georgia, this is the first time they kind of sleptwalked through their first 5 games. Well, that 6th game, they turned it on. Number 2, Michigan did quite the same. The games were very similar. They just crushed Minnesota from the very first play, pick 6 to start the game, 52-10. And so the number 1 and number 2 teams in the AP poll, not in my rankings, go follow us on Instagram at 4th and 1 Podcast to see what my rankings are, just cruise to a finish. This is where it kind of gets fun. The Red River rivalry was crimson and cream, or came out crimson and cream. The number 12 Oklahoma Sooners upset the number 3 Texas Longhorns 34-30 in a last-ditch, thrilling final drive led by Dylan Gabriel, who found his wide receiver Anderson in the back of the end zone. In the new AP poll, Oklahoma jumps from 12 all the way up to 5. Ohio State messed around in the first half, was tied at 10, then tied at 17 at the end of the third quarter, and they went on to win 37-17. Ohio State still can't run the football. Go check out our brand new episode of the 4th and 1 Podcast for last week's, and then tune in Friday 6 a.m. for a brand new edition of the 4th and 1 Podcast. Florida State Seminoles took it to the Virginia Tech Hokies 39-17. USC needed 3 overtimes, and their defense still isn't any good to beat the Arizona Wildcats 43-41. In an upset, the Louisville Cardinal, led by Jeff Brom, he always gets a top 10 team in October every single time. They beat the Notre Dame Fighting Irish 33-20. Notre Dame still can't find an offense. Alabama looking a little more like the old Alabama of old. They go on the road to Texas A&M College Station and beat them. The Aggies 26-20. The UCLA Bruins upset the number 13 Washington State Cougars 25-17 at home, and it was a beatdown. They forced 6 turnovers on the day. North Carolina beat Syracuse 40-7. Oregon State beat California 52-40. Ole Miss beat Arkansas after playing one of the games of the year in LSU 27-20. Miami blunders. They have the ball, 30 seconds left, 3rd and 10. All you got to do is take a kneel down and you win the game. Instead, they run the football, fumble. Georgia Tech, 2 plays, 75 yards, win the game with 3 seconds left, 23-20. So Miami Hurricanes just gonna Miami Hurricanes. The LSU Tigers, again, all offense, no defense, beat the Missouri Tigers 49-39, and really it was 42-39. They got a pick 6 at the very end of the game as Missouri was trying to drive the field and win it. And then finally, the Wyoming Cowboys beat the team that had the second longest winning streak in the nation, the Fresno State Bulldogs, 24-19 in Laramie, Wyoming. So that's how your top 25 shook out on Saturday. Tune in for Friday, hopefully Friday's rendition of, if I don't forget, the to the 4th and 1 Podcast, but also the 10-minute sports report, and I'll get you all set for week 7. And finally, we'll finish this up with some NFL scores happening. So on Thursday night, the Bears beat the Commanders 40-20. Dante Moore had 8 catches for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Eagles beat the Rams 23-14 to improve to 5-0. The Chiefs beat the Vikings without without Justin Jefferson. However, Taylor Swift's boyfriend did sprain his ankle on the day. He did return and catch a TD pass. She was not at the game, for those of you wondering, 27-20. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the London Jaguars over the last 2 weeks beat the Bills 25-20. The Falcons beat the Texans 21-19. The Panthers fall to 0-5 as the Lions are 4-1 and just hammer them 42-24. The Colts are 3-2 and beat the Titans 23-16. The Dolphins keep on rolling along 31-16. They have the most yards through the first 5 games of any team in NFL history. It helps that they put up 70 points that one game, but they are just rolling right along. Devon Achane may be Offensive Rookie of the Year. He had 11 carries for 151 yards. That's roughly like 14 yards a carry, ladies and gentlemen. The Saints clobbered the Patriots 34-0. Bill Belichick needs to go, and they need to hire an offensive mind. The Steelers made an improbable comeback. Their offense sucks, but their defense, especially TJ Watt, is awesome. They beat the Ravens 17-10. The Bengals, in a career day for Jamar Chase, 15 catches, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns, beat the Cardinals 34-20. The Jets beat the Broncos, who are just spiraling out of control, 31-21. And the San Francisco 49ers crushed the Cowboys 42-10. Well, that'll do it for this rendition of the 10-Minute Sports Report. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Go follow us on Instagram at 4th and 1 Podcast. Go listen to the main podcast, 4th and 1 Podcast, as it were. Tune in Wednesday for an all brand new episode of the 10-Minute Sports Report. I have been your host, Captain Boring. Make sure you wash your hands because y'all are filthy animals. And do not forget, God loves you. May God bless you. Peace out. Talk to you Wednesday.